had a special request. Kayla Amelia asked if I would share my AM and PM version of my ultimate Holy Grail hyperpigmentation routine, budget not considered. So if you only want super budget friendly options, I'm gonna pop those videos down below and I'll put one up here. So I thought, you know what, that's a great question. So that's what I'm gonna show you today, what I actually really used, budget not even considered, what I truly use on my face, and this is just my morning routine for my ultimate Holy Grail hyperpigmentation skincare routine. And disclaimer, if all of these steps are too many steps for you, then don't do it. Just do whatever works best for your beautiful face. And if any of these products I share are out of your budget, I totally get it. I am very sensitive to that. So that's why I'm sending you back to those other two videos, because they're very budget friendly. But you might be surprised, not everything in this routine is expensive. In fact, quite a few of these products that I actually truly use in my morning hyperpigmentation routine are really affordable, and one of these products is $8. So let's get into it. There's nothing like starting your day off with a good face cleanser. So today I used my Cetaphil. I actually love this cleanser. It's almost empty. This is their Nourishing Oil to Foam Cleanser. I like this one better than the CeraVe Oil to Foam Cleanser. The CeraVe one, I feel like it dries out my skin, but this one keeps my skin nice and hydrated and moisturized and soft, and it's not stripping at all. And even though in this routine we're technically not considering budget, I do actually buy mostly all drugstore affordable face cleansers. For my very next step, this is the SkinMedica TNS. This is their advanced growth factor serum. There is nothing else like this on the market. For people that truly have used this and have used it for a long time and compared it to everything else like I have, you will know this is the greatest of all time, the Mac Daddy. If you are of the mature age, if you're 20, 30, just skip to the next product. But if you're of the mature age and you're starting to notice more fine lines, wrinkles, some sagging, you feel like your skin texture just isn't all that great, this literally within 2 weeks, I looked in the mirror. Actually, I had to take a double take because I was like, oh my goodness, who is that? And I could not believe how firm my jawline looked. And then also I noticed it really helped improve my texture. Now, one thing with this, you don't need to use a ton. One pump is the most for your face, neck, and your chest. And as you can see how I just kind of quickly blotted on, but I've been trying to use like half a pump just to save since it is really pricey. But I had stopped using this for a while because since I do test a bunch of products for a living, and I noticed a difference right around here. Like I just feel like it's not as firm as it normally is. So I'm gonna continue using this now. I'm not gonna test any other growth factors for a while. And I really want to work on getting my skin right around here firm. But I mean, I'm 53 years old. I don't have perfect skin. You know, my neck is definitely showing signs of aging with this little bit of loose skin here. But for the most part, my face is quite firm. Now, I don't think 53 is really that old, but I know some people, you know, say I look 63, but hey, whatever. I'm not trying to look 20. I just want to look the best I can at 53 years old. So if budget is not an issue, this right here, best of the best. I will never, ever, ever be without it. And by the way, this growth factor serum will always go on clean skin. No other products first. This is always first. My very next step, I need to order another one. This is my favorite oxyresveratrol peptide serum. This is the highest strength of oxyresveratrol that you can even get on the market. The before and afters on this are phenomenal. This is a fabulous product to brighten the skin, to really help make a difference with your dark spots. And combating our dark spots and hyperpigmentation, we can't just use one product with one, you know, main ingredient, because unfortunately most of us, the pathways for our dark spots, it's all different. So for example, mine is more of like a hormonal type of hyperpigmentation. It's called melasma, but it's triggered from the sun, the heat, things like that. And a lot of other people just have your basic sun damage, age spots, or perhaps you have some acne spots left on your skin. And so I like to layer, and that's why you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why is she using all these products in this routine? It's fall, it's in November, and so now I can go a little bit more gung-ho with my skincare because I'm not going to be out in the sun and the heat and all of that. So this is when I really like to add a lot more products to my routine, but products that layer well together, that will penetrate into my skin, and that will combat my excess pigmentation in my skin from all different pathways, so that this way, this melasma that's trying to form deep down in my skin, that new excess darkening pigment, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, 30, 40, 50, 60 days. Then you start noticing more and more pigment coming to the surface. So we have to continually do things to keep blocking that pigment and breaking that pigment up so that this way it will clear the pigment up on the surface of our skin. So this is my first step after I use my growth factor serum. It's the best of the best. And by the way, you get 2 of these, and make sure you're popping the top. There's a little top that you bust open, and that releases the super potent concentrated ingredients. Don't just throw the lid away and then put this little stopper on, because then you're not getting the concentrated ingredients. And so it's like you just created your own super high strength, potent, super fresh serum that I think it's potent for about 6 weeks, and that's why they come in these small bottles and they give you 2 of them. So don't bust it open until you're ready to use it, and then try to use 1 of them up within 6 weeks so that you get that super fresh, high strength oxyresveratrol into your skin, and wait until you see your after results. But wait, there's more. Like I said, since I am really trying to go, you know, a little more intense with breaking up that excess pigment and preventing it from forming through, you know, different pathways, this is the next serum that I like to use. This is from the brand 𝑚ELOVE. This is more affordable than the last one I just showed, but I like to layer them in combination because if you notice, all of the serums I'm using are not thick, heavy creams or, you know, thick silicone-y type products. They're all more like watery kind of gel texture, and then this way I can layer multiple ones that layer well together, and then they don't leave my skin all greasy. They just add a lot of hydration and plumping, but those ingredients, they get delivered deeper into my skin to help break up that pigment and prevent that new pigment from forming. This is the 𝑚ELOVE Fade Away. It's their dark spot brightening serum. It's got this beautiful green color. It's from the botanical ingredients that are in it. But this has 3 powerhouse pigment fighting ingredients in it. It has the alpha-arbutin, it has kojic acid, and it also has licorice in it. And then it has a bunch of other really great ingredients combined together that just make this such an enjoyable serum to use. Like, I look forward to using this on my skin. Not to mention, I know it's helping to fade these spots, but I mean, hello, look at how glowy and hydrated my skin is instantly after using this, and it's not left greasy or slimy. It just plumps up like my skin just got a big drink of water. I love this serum so much. Next, since budget is not considered necessarily in this routine, because I do show more affordable alternatives to this in other videos, but this is my all-time favorite Holy Grail vitamin C serum. I mean, it's not crazy expensive. I think it's like $70, and then they did give me a 15% discount code that you guys could use. But this is the Medic 8 Super C Ferula. Don't get this confused with their C Tetralux. I do not like that one. But this is a super high strength but stabilized form of vitamin C. This is not like that irritating L-ascorbic acid that can cause burning, irritation, redness, and break my skin out. This is a stabilized form of vitamin C, and guess what? This will not oxidize the way L-ascorbic oxidizes. So this is gonna stay nice and stable. And the reason I love this over many other vitamin C's is not only is this a high strength vitamin C, but this has other ingredients in it that also work to break up that pigment and fade dark spots and hyperpigmentation on my skin. I cannot even count how many times I've purchased this. I've been using it now for what, 2 or 3 years. I love this vitamin C serum. But again, if any of these are out of your budget, please don't be upset. Just go watch one of those other videos that I have. I'll make sure to link them down below because I share quite a few really affordable products. But even though this is my no budget considered morning hyperpigmentation routine, I still use this product from The Ordinary. This is my all-time favorite product that The Ordinary even sells. This is their alpha-arbutin 2% hyaluronic acid serum. This has a high strength of alpha-arbutin. The same ingredient that's in this, but this one doesn't have as high a strength. This has a nice cocktail of different ingredients, but this has the highest strength of alpha-arbutin that's in skincare products. But the types of hyaluronic acid that are in here will help deliver that alpha-arbutin deeper down into my skin. I've probably bought this 40 or 50 times, but the glow I get with this is insane. The next product that I use is my newest Holy Grail product that now has a permanent place in my skincare routine. I don't use it twice a day. Sometimes I just use it morning. Usually I use it in the evening because I love what my skin looks like when I wake up in the morning. It's just so deeply hydrated and moisturized. This is the new Paula's Choice 7% Ectoin booster. There's nothing else like this on the market. Yes, there are some other Ectoin products, And I've tried all of them and I was never impressed. And so I thought, what's the buzz about this Ectoin? Because they were all in 2%, you know, 1%, 5%, but there's nothing that is sold over the counter 7% Ectoin. And now I realize, oh, I didn't like them because the Ectoin was just too low strength. This is high strength, and my oh my, when I just use 3 little drops, or actually 4 because I put 1 on my neck, not dropper fulls, you guys, you're wasting it. I mean, look at the size of the bottle. If you were using dropper fulls, it would be gone in like 2 weeks. It's way too much. Since this is so highly concentrated, it's like using like a laundry detergent, you know, the kind that are super concentrated that you put a little capful in versus the cheaper ones that you have to put the big capfuls in, and they do the same thing. That's kind of like what this did. I mean, I guess they could have made this in a bigger bottle with more of the solution, you know, in it, and then people could use dropper fulls. But for me, I'd rather have the smaller bottle, have the more concentrated ingredients that aren't watered down with other ingredients. So there's no reason for me to use a dropper full. So I just use 3 little drops, press it into my skin. And if you say, but it just doesn't blend well enough, then put it on damp skin or put it right over top one of your other serums. And what this Ectoin does in here, it is a phenomenal ingredient at protecting the skin, but it's really great to help with inflammation. So if you know anything about melasma, the hormonal type of hyperpigmentation, have you ever had a facial and they're like rubbing on your face too hard? And which I've only had like 2 or 3 in my life, but this is why I don't do facials, because it annoys me. They rub too hard on my skin, and then I end up getting melasma, and then it takes me forever to get rid of it. Melasma doesn't like friction, it doesn't like heat. Of course, it's triggered from hormones, sun, taking a hot shower. I mean, there's so many things you have to be careful with the type of melasma that I have. So yes, it's hyperpigmentation, but it's not just from sun damage. I don't even like to eat products with regular soy, because like no soy lattes, none of that, because that also can trigger melasma. I don't use red light masks, none of that, because those do produce heat deep down in my skin. And sure, my face might look gorgeous for like 2, 3, 4 weeks after using the red light masks, but then after a couple months, I'll be like, what the heck? Where is all this pigment coming from? It's coming from the red light mask. But this helps with inflammation. So if you do have melasma or even like eczema or rosacea, this would be a phenomenal product to include into your routine. And this helps your sunscreen to work even better. It's a very protective type serum. Or especially if you have a damaged skin barrier and you're like just using the most gentle of gentle products, adding something like this could really be a game changer. And then I put a little bit of my favorite eyelash growth serum. This is a more healthy kind for your lashes. This isn't the dangerous kind like many of the other popular ones on the market that, sure, those make your lashes look super crazy long, but then over time it can melt the fat around our eyes and give us like that sunken, older appearance. And you know, I used to use those, and I do think that's what a lot of this hollowing came from, because I was like a 𝑽𝑰𝑇alash #1 fan. And then when I learned that from a doctor, I'm like, oh my gosh. So for the past, I'd say 2 years, I've been using this one from Dermalect. This is their XL Lash Volumizer. This takes a lot longer to see, you know, the lengthening results, of course, than what one with the prostaglandins have. But once your growth phase kicks in when you're using this, this really gives you beautiful, long, but healthy lashes, and you're not gonna have to worry about the fat melting around your eyes and looking sunken and older. And this, the other thing I noticed with this, my lashes are so much healthier and they get fuller and fluffier, and they don't fall out the way they do when I use 𝑽𝑰𝑇alash. So it's like it extends that growth phase of my lashes, and just it's just a really beautiful lash serum. All right, and then, you know, I'm 53 years old. I've neglected my neck over the years. I just kind of got serious about my neck, I don't know, like a couple years ago. And then I would just, you know, use stuff off and on. But now I'm really trying to be adamant about putting something on my neck every day. Now, I could just use my basic skincare, moisturizer, call it a day. But I realize it's not doing enough for me. So I like to use specific products for my neck. And at night, I make sure I add extra retinol on my neck for that anti-aging, skin cell turnover, building collagen. But 𝑚ALove just came out with their newest neck cream. It's called Forever Firm. It's a peptide neck treatment. I really like this. So I can use this morning and evening. It's very thick and rich. And don't forget the back of your neck, because you don't want to look like a farmer in the back and, you know, a beauty queen in the front. So I make sure I get it all the way around my whole neck. But I really like this. It's very firming. and it's deeply moisturizing, but it doesn't leave like a greasy film. You know how some neck creams, like I have a neck cream that's like $300. I never share it because I don't even like it. But it leaves my skin so greasy, and so I can't use it during the day. I can only use it at night, but this doesn't leave it greasy. It just leaves it deeply moisturized. Now I can feel like, you know, I can feel that it's on here, but I like that it doesn't dry out, doesn't dehydrate, and it's got a lot of beautiful ingredients, helps with firming, and so I'm really trying to get rid of this crepiness here, which it has definitely made a difference. So I'm just gonna continue using it, and then I'll give you my final results, of course, after I use a couple bottles of it. Then today I just skipped a separate moisturizer, but usually I'll pop on like my Vanna Daily Face Moisturizer in the morning, and even though budget's not included, that's one of my favorite moisturizers that I like to use, especially during the day. But this from Dermatology, I've used this since, what, 2019 when it first came out. I have bought this, I can't, probably 100 times, because not only do I buy this for myself, but this is what I give for gifts all the time. It's not just a sunscreen. Like when we think sunscreen, we think of all like Copper Tone and Hawaiian Tropic and those types of sunscreens. And this is a luxurious moisturizer, but it has a tint, and then it also has the added bonus of sunscreen. So I use about 7, 8, 9 pumps of this on my face, neck, and chest. And on the days if I'm in a super big hurry, or if I'm being lazy and I just don't feel like doing my skincare, which is very rare, I will just wash my face and then put this on and call it a day, because this also is my antioxidant serum, this is my moisturizer, this is my hydrator, and of course my sunscreen. And as you can see, it has a little bit of a tint to it, so it gives like that added bonus, not necessarily to give me a full coverage, but it kind of blurs imperfections and it just gives me that nice glow. And for this takes, I'd say 5 minutes to fully dry down on me, and then it makes the best makeup primer ever. Like, you don't have to spend money on a different primer for your makeup. This is phenomenal for a makeup primer. And since I'm kind of extra when it comes to sunscreen, I also like to add another sunscreen over top, or this one that I love from Naked Sundays. This, the whole label's rubbed off, but this is an SPF 50. It's kind of like if a highlighter and a really luxurious moisturizing sunscreen had a baby. That's what this is. So a lot of times I just use this as my highlighter when I'm doing my makeup, or I just put a few little squirts on my face, rub it in, and then it just gives me that extra glow, and really it just really makes a difference when I put my makeup on, and then my skin just looks like healthy, glowing skin once I have all my makeup on. And then of course I always have to have something on my lips, so this one's almost empty. I just used my City Lips. This is my favorite shade right now from them. This is Raspberry, but that's it. That's all I did for my skin this morning. But as you can see from a lot of the products, I do still truly use budget-friendly products in my real routine. And it's not that I'm being dishonest in my other videos, it's just that for example, I don't like to share my Skin Medica TNS in every single skincare video, even though, you know, this is what I use very often now. You know, like I said, I stopped using it for a while to test other things, but you know, I don't like to share this all the time, because to me, I just don't think that's fair, because it's not in everyone's budget. Let me know if you want to see my real nighttime hyperpigmentation skincare routine with budget not considered in that one as well. And if you want to see the budget-friendly AM and PM hyperpigmentation routines, I'll pop those up here if you wanted to click on them and check them out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.